What is happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good, you feel me? So I wanted to circle back on a project that I didn't finish when I first did the video on it. I kind of just finished this stereo, got it to work, and then was content with it. But I want to finish it up and make a little box for it. That way it's all secured and complete and whatnot. I'm going to be using this scrap wood to make the framing for the box. And I kind of just rough drafted made a little sketch here. Don't worry if you can't read it. I just did some quick measurements. I need a 14-inch wide front, like face. It's going to be about 6 inches tall. And then the inside of the face there is going to be another rectangle cut out for the deck to slide into. I'm going to try to make it so it fits snugly just for the metal part. That way this front framing or bezel, whatever you want to call it, the face of the stereo will stick out from there and it will kind of act as its own anchor that way. I got the side pieces here. I decided about 10 inches is going to be long enough. You're just basically, if you're doing this at home or whatever, do whatever you want. Make the box the shape and size that you want, but just, you know, it's obvious that I need at least 8 inches of space there, so I just went with a even 10 on that. And so I'm going to need 2 side pieces, and another reason I'm going with 10 inches is because conveniently enough this piece of wood here is pretty much exactly 10 inches. So I'm not going to do exactly 10 inches, it's just whatever this piece of wood is. I'm just going to use whatever this is, cut my side pieces like that, and then I'll come back after I get that done. Alright, so I got a straight edge, 6 inches, so this piece right here is not straight, but oh well, not a big deal. As long as we got 6 inches in there, it's going to be alright. That's what she said. Alright, so I had to adjust these pieces right here because I didn't take in consideration the amount of wood for the face and this piece of wood right here. So now I have them both shortened up. This one's already secured with a screw. I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side. Okay. Let's give this a little test fit. Alright, looking pretty good so far, I think. So we got this part of the frame done, and now I can go ahead and secure up the back side with this piece here. Alright, so there's our frame for our stereo box. That is more than secure enough for what we're doing here. Alright, so off camera I just went ahead and try to make this little brace right here, but the wood started to split, so I'll just fill this up with wood glue and then never look back at it, I think. Cutting out the hole in the center here for the stereo itself. Now the stereo is 7 inches wide exactly, and this piece right here, from this edge right here to this edge right here, is 14 inches. So if you take 14 inches and you subtract 7 from it, you get left with 7. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So I can make an educated guess here and say that the stereo, to be in the center of this piece of wood here, has to be 3.5 inches out from the edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my screwdriver here and make a couple indentations. Oop. Oop. Bang. Not too bad. Kind of just like a nice, unique little piece right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark. I'm going to mark the holes for the screws. And then I'm also going to mark around the edges here. And I'm basically just going to make a rough cut to try to support this outer ring here. And hopefully that works out. I know where the hole's going to be. So I think what I'm going to do is just get this guy and do some diagonal cuts. Make an X and then just kind of cut them off. Perfect. Look at that. Clean. Super clean. Alright, so what I ended up doing was making like a chain of zip ties. Because what project in a garage, what budget build is complete without some zip ties, right? So as you can see, it allows a little bit of play, but not enough to make any, like this thing is stuck here. So it's got the tension from the front of the face being pulled against here by this zip tie chain. Alright, so it's the next day. I was going to end the video and just make it really short, but I think I'll just make this a complete video. So I'm going to go ahead and dress this box up. Alright, so I found another piece of wood. This is pretty decent quality, so I'm going to go ahead and just trace this out really quick and cut it, and we'll figure out how we're going to attach it. I gotta admit, I am really loving this tool, so shout out to Milwaukee for making good stuff. The battery does get eaten up pretty quick with this saw, but I mean, it cuts super. You can't get cleaner cuts. Like, I've never gotten such clean cuts with a hand saw like that, and it's just because it's so small. Anyway, so I got a piece of wood. I made two cuts. I was like, maybe I'll do this flimsier wood to make it keep it lighter, you know, but then I was like, you know what, I would prefer it to be able to double as a table or a surface that you can actually put stuff on. So I think I'm going to go with the harder wood. And I think before I screw this on, I think I'll wrap it with the Burberry. Alright, so I'll take it as a sign to just wrap it in Burberry, because I had this one spare piece, and it's actually like perfectly the size of what I need here. Like, you can't look at that. You can't get much better than that. It wraps around it so perfectly. Alright, so I can't find my staple gun, but I have a little bit of this adhesive spray left over that I did my headliner with, and I wasn't really too thrilled with the result with it, but hopefully this works out fine. And So I painted the edges of this piece of wood here that I want to use for the top, and it kind of, I guess the painter's tape didn't stick hard enough or something, so that's kind of a bummer, but I'm going to go ahead and toss this on here. Look at that. Looks pretty good. One thing I did forget was to cut out the speaker screw holes, so I'm going to do that as I'm putting this back together, but I'll just come back when this thing is in one piece. Alright. This thing is complete. Look at that. Sick. Let's go try it out now. Alright, so that's going to end the video, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Peace out. You're So that's going to end this video, folks. I hope this was kind of fun to watch. It was a fun project to make for sure. And I'll make sure to include the building of the stereo setup and wiring video in the description. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I got a nice, decent quality stereo for the garage. This speaker over here needs to be replaced. I've known that it was bad for a while, but it still kind of works, so you know, adding a little bit of extra volume in there, you know, having two speakers is better than just one, even if one's barely working. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. And for some reason the Indiglo light only comes on if I go and mess with the antenna for some reason. I do not understand it. I'll go in here. I don't get it. So if anyone out there knows why the Indiglo light only comes on after I mess with the antenna, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, folks. Peace out. Yeah.